Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Gameday Gameplay, the sports segment of Console Space. I'm your host Sean Colangelo, joined as always by the man I envy the most in the wintertime, Todd from Florida. How's it going, Brito Synthesis?
It's going good, John. It's going good. Had a long weekend this weekend. Spent it out, did some stuff, had some fun. It was a good time.
You were talking about you went to some exquisite seafood place. How's
Yeah, we went and got some good seafood. We went to Dave and Buster's yesterday. Blew a bunch of money in an arcade. Good times like that.
nothing wrong with that?
Yeah, yeah. They actually had Mario Kart machines. I thought of you. I was like, oh, Sean would love this, but Katie whooped my ass both times we played. So
You know what? It was it was only a few months ago. Actually, I went I went to one of those places for the first time, believe it or not, and I did make sure to try out the Mario Kart games. So
hmm
yeah, it was pretty cool.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah. Um, last week we kicked off the NHL playoffs. Um, Obviously, we're still pretty early in the first round of that, so
hmm
not much has. I mean, most series are in what they're like second or third games,
Yeah.
so not too far in yet. So this is going to be this weekend was the start of the NBA playoffs, so
hmm
that's going to be our main point. But before that, I know you have some news surrounding. You said the NFL, I think, and some stuff. So
Yeah, we had a little bit for the NFL, and then obviously some stuff for the NHL, just talking about what's happened in those games. But we'll kick it off with the NFL. This was actually pretty big. I don't know if you heard about this, but Des Bryant was released from the Cowboys. They have cut him. He is not coming back. He will not be a Cowboy next year.
why?
It makes too much money, dude. He has declined a lot in the last couple years. I mean, a lot.
Oh,
Um,
I
yeah.
didn't. I thought he was still like super good.
Ah, maybe like 2 years ago, but I mean, I know the year before last, he was struggling with injuries pretty much all year, and then last year, I don't even think he broke 1,000 yards.
Huh?
So
Damn.
yeah, yeah. But Cowboys parted ways. He refused to take a pay cut. Said he's too good, too important. And they said, well, fine, have fun playing somewhere else. So he's already posted something talking about how he'll see the Cowboys twice next year, hinting that he's probably going to sign with a division rival. Uh, who that could be? I mean, the Giants. I don't think they're in the market for another receiver unless they do trade Beckham. So probably the Skins or what's in that division? Philly. I can't see Philly making a move on him. So I would say probably the Skins if he is actually serious about signing in the division.
Huh? Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea. I would not have. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, yeah. It was a bit of a shock move. There was kind of some hinting that it was going to happen, but you thought it was just going to be one of those back and forths that management and players sometimes do. In the media to negotiation tactics. But yeah, they actually pulled the trigger. I guess they were serious about it. But um, the only other thing I saw out in the news, I don't know. This isn't really the biggest news, but this is a guy I always like to watch play. Sebastian Janikowski is coming back. He's signing with Seattle.
What?
He's gonna be their kicker next year. Yeah.
Dude, that guy's got to be like 50.
I don't know how old Janikowski is, but I know that dude can boot it. He can boot it
Yeah.
far.
Wow.
I remember watching him. I think he was playing the Colts way back in the day. He hit a 63-yard field goal, and I was just like, all right, well they can just kick the ball from anywhere, so it don't matter if we stop him at the 50. Janikowski's just gonna punt it in anyway.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, but it is what it is. You know, I don't know how Seattle was with the kicker if they're that desperate for someone as old as Janikowski, but Lord knows when he played he could kick, so we'll see how he does.
Yeah. Um,
Yep.
should be interesting.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but let's pop over to the NHL and talk about some of what's been going down in the first round. What do you think?
Um, Not really much of anything too surprising so far.
Yeah, I thought it's crazy that the only series that split the first two games. Well, obviously, I mean, there's a couple that haven't played the second game yet. I think Washington and Columbus are just now playing game two of their series, and I think that's it. I think they're the last one to play that game too. But every other series except for the Pens Flyers went 2-0, with the home team winning both games.
oh, really? Wow. Okay. Well,
Except for
I
Duck
know.
Sharks. Sharks won both of those. They were the away team.
Well, now keep in mind that one of those series is still underway. The Washington and Columbus. Um,
Yeah,
they're
that's what
like,
I said. They're the only one that
oh,
hadn't played game three
oh,
yet.
okay,
Yeah.
they're way behind for whatever reason or another. Last I saw, the Caps were up 2-1, but
They're up 3-2 right now, halfway through the second.
okay.
So, but yeah, it's not been much of a surprise so far. I think the team. Well, I mean, there was a couple contentious series, but the ones that were pretty obvious have so far been pretty obvious. Um, I mean, Bruins are spanking the Leafs, Lightning are spanking the Devils. Um, the Jets were spanking the Wild, although they're losing 6-2 right now to Minnesota in Game Three. Uh, Preds have won both games against the Avs. Knights have beat the Kings twice, although both one-goal games. The second goal game actually did go to double overtime and almost took the entirety of double overtime for
Right.
a finish.
That was nuts.
Yeah,
A couple
yeah,
of barn burners out there.
yeah, yeah. Vegas playing some some heart-stopping hockey if you're a Vegas fan.
Yeah.
they're not owning games by any means, but just thought I'd go over a couple things that happened actually individually in the games. I don't know if you saw Pasternak's game from Boston when they played the Leafs in Game Two.
Yeah, he had what like a 6 point game, right?
6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists.
That's ridiculous.
They won that game 7-3. Yeah, that's he's the first Bruin to do it since Orr, I think they said Bobby
Wow.
Orr.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know. I
that
thought
that
I saw that somewhere, but
that line of him, Marchand, and
Urge,
yeah, that it's
pretty
like
deadly.
probably the best first line in hockey. I don't. I
It's
would.
up there. It's up
Yeah.
there for sure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty deadly.
Well,
But
and
yeah, we won't make our round two picks yet until till the first round's over. hmm
But I do know last episode I was saying that I think the Preds would probably win the cup. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to so my pick for the finals was the Preds and Bruins,
hmm
and it's just it's one of those situations where if the Preds do get back again, it's kind of hard for me to see them losing again. But
yeah,
I feel like one of the few teams in the league that could match up with them up the middle and almost defensively is Boston. And not
yeah,
only that, but the Bruins probably have superior wingers as well. Um,
yeah, yeah. I mean, Boston's a hell of a team this year, man. Um,
so
that's why I picked them to win it. But
yeah, I think I am leaning toward. I think the Bruins actually would. I'm thinking the Bruins would actually probably beat the Predators if it came down to it, but we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. Um, but speaking of the Bruins, Maple Leaf series, we got to talk about the Nazem Kadri hit and what
Oh
happened as a
God,
result
yeah.
of that. Um, in case anyone listening did not hear, Nazem Kadri was suspended for games 2 through 4 of the Bruins Leaf series, which means that after playing Game 1 and making the hit, he could not touch the ice again in the playoffs if they get swept, which is looking like it could be a reality at this point in time. But um, that's about as harsh of a playoff penalty as I've ever seen. the league make, but if it was deserved ever, I thought that was one of them because that was a nasty, nasty, nasty hit.
Yeah, I I kind of understand why he did it because right before that happened, Wingles did elbow what was it, Mitch Marner? I think it was.
Yeah, but I mean, doing
Um,
something retaliatory doesn't make something, you know, legal or good to do.
well, no. I mean, I can understand wanting to maybe like lay a big hit, but that's not the way to do it.
No.
I don't know if he was aware that Wingle. I mean, I would have to see it again. I mean, Winkles was kind of all like, was already down, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because like I could see maybe like if he were like in the process of falling and then that was why the hit like ended up making contact where it did, then I might not place all the fault on Kadri. But yeah, that was just bad.
well, there's a couple things to take into account here. For one, Kadri's got a history of this.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's known to be a guy that plays on the line and over it. Um, two, the league is hammered away over and over again that no matter what, there's all these situations where yeah, an offensive player might go down or might drop to a knee or something, but the you know the responsibility lies with the guy laying the check to make sure that the guy he's checking isn't in a vulnerable situation. Um, and
Yeah.
if he is, you got to pull off. And three, Kadri launched. I mean, Kadri was
Oh
off
yeah,
both
he
skates when he made the hit,
he definitely did.
which it doesn't matter if I don't care if you're hitting them shoulder to shoulder. If you leave your skates, that's a penalty. You know, so I, you know, if he had gone in, if he hadn't left his skates, I could maybe buy the argument of, hey, I just went to lay a check and the guy went down. I didn't know I was going to hit him in the head. But the moment he left his skates is the part where I was like, okay, well, he was throwing a hit to hurt there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I don't have any problem with the league dropping that suspension on Kadri. Not the only suspension from the first set of games though. Drew Doughty also got suspended one game in the Vegas King series. Um, he got suspended for laying a high hit to the head on William Carrier. I didn't actually get a chance to see the hit though on this one. Um,
Let me put
I
you
heard
this
about the suspension and I meant to
way.
see it and I haven't got a chance to see it yet.
Here's my take on that hit. If that hit warrants a suspension, then I have no idea why Claude Giroux didn't get suspended for his hit on Letang. That's really
Yeah.
all I have to say about it. I mean,
Well, also I don't know if you saw Wilson's hit on Winberg too.
oh yeah, yeah,
Uh, you know, that's kind of where it's the TFPS isn't doing themselves any favors because they'll drop a huge suspension on Kadri and they'll suspend Doughty for those series, but then they'll let Wilson go. And Giroux's at least. I mean, there's an argument to be made that Giroux was pushed into that hit by Sid. Giroux definitely didn't pull out of the hit in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, you could easily make the argument to DFS that, hey, I wasn't even, going to hit this guy. I got pushed that way by another player, and we collided. So
yeah. I mean,
it is what it
I
is.
can I can live with there not being a suspension on that play, but for Christ's sake, at least call like interference or something.
Yeah.
I mean, call something.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that's playoff officiating in and of itself.
yeah,
It's gonna be blatantly inconsistent, and it's gonna be infuriating as hell sometimes. Um,
yeah. The hit with Drew Doughty, to me, it didn't seem like it was super malicious. It was one of those things where he was trying to check a guy, and he went through him and seemed to kind of like accidentally clip a part of his head.
yeah,
It's not like he was I don't think he was trying to make his head the principal point of contact. Like, it was just the way that he went through him, and he just clipped his head, and so he got suspended. So, I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. I could see a game for it. I definitely don't think it deserved any more than one game.
Yeah, which he did. He only got one game.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, because the person who makes those calls is Brendan Shanahan, correct?
Is it? I thought it was George Paris now.
Oh, well, because my point was because Shanahan also owns the Leafs, correct? Or he has some kind of affiliation with the Leafs. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's irrelevant, like if he's not making those calls anymore. But I was gonna ask you if he did. Maybe he was just coming down harder on Kadri because he's affiliated with Toronto, and didn't want to seem like he was playing favorites or anything. You know what I mean?
For one, I thought Paris was the one that was handing down the actual suspensions now, because I thought he was the kind of the head honcho of the DPS now.
Well,
and two, I think the reason Kadri got more is because one, it was a more dangerous hit, and two, Kadri's got the history.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I mean, Doughty really doesn't have a history of being a dirty player.
Yeah.
He's thrown a couple checks here and there, but the dude plays 30 minutes a night. He's gonna throw some checks that sometimes are unintentionally not clean. But I don't think he has a history, and I don't think many people would consider him a dirty player when they bring up the idea of dirty players.
Yeah. Well, the fact that George Peros is the head of the DOPS, I think tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's a
Pronger
joke.
was doing a bunch with him too for a while.
That
It seems like all the former goons are the ones that end up working for DOPS.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
But
it makes zero sense.
Then again, I guess if anyone's gonna know what's going through the head of a player when he's going to make a check like that, it's gonna be a guy that threw how many of them in their career. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, it's comforting, one, to see that they are, even though they're out of the playoffs, they're not afraid to throw some suspensions down when they're warranted. At the same time, it's still madly inconsistent. So, because I wanted to talk about Tom Wilson's hit. Windberg is actually out for game 2. He has not come back. He didn't come back in the first game, and he's not coming back in this game either, because of that hit. And that one looked pretty vicious to me.
Well, it's Tom Wilson, so yeah.
Between that and Kadri's hit.
Yeah. I don't get
Wilson launched too.
Yeah.
He left his feet. I mean.
Yep.
He didn't get a penalty, I don't think.
Yeah. See.
Or if he did, he got a 2-minute. Like.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't see. And Wilson is. When we talk about guys, when I think of dirty player in the league, Tom Wilson's name is probably right up there at the top. Brad Marchand is up there too, but Brad Marchand, I don't know. He does stupid stuff too, but he's also like kind of a high scoring guy, and he doesn't throw nearly as many hits as Wilson does. It's just when he does throw a hit, they're usually stupid.
Yeah.
Wilson, that's pretty much all he does for the Caps. It's just run guys day in day out.
Pretty much. Yeah, it just is what it is, man. It's not going to change. I mean, suspensions, penalties called. There's zero consistency.
Until they actually start cracking down on guys with history and do it consistently, it's not going to change anything. I mean,
yeah.
And look at how many suspensions Marchand's had. He's on his 8th. And he's still only got 3 games for his last one. I mean, what's 3 games for Brad Marchand?
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he's paid what, like almost $1 million in fines?
Yeah. Which again, what's $1 million for Brad Marchand? He makes 7 times that in a year.
Right. Yeah.
So, and that's just from his contract. That's not counting endorsements, investments, all the other stuff he's got going on, probably. So. Right.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. But all right, that's all I got for the NHL. Like I said, the playoffs are still going strong. Hopefully, we should get a clearer picture of what the second round is going to look like by the time we do this next week.
Yeah, I think we will.
hmm So, you want to move on and talk about what's going on over on the hardwood?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and preview the NBA. Make
All
some
right.
picks.
Sounds good. Let's start off with the West. I generally start with the East because I am a fan of an Eastern team, but let's start with the West here. We go down the line. First round, you got Houston playing Minnesota. Houston was obviously one of the best teams in the league this year. Um, if you give me a second, I'm gonna pull up here so I can give you their records too, because I know you don't necessarily follow basketball, and
Well, no,
honestly, I don't
I actually have
as
in
much
front of
as
me
you.
that they were 65 and 17, which is
Yes, yes.
insane.
Yes, and Minnesota barely squeaked in the playoffs with 47 and 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think it's safe to say that we're both picking Houston here. You can't bet
oh
against them.
for
I
sure.
mean, they have Harden, they have Howard too, don't they? Um,
Dwight Howard, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Um,
I definitely think Houston will win that
mhm.
series. So
Harden's won the MVP this year. I'm gonna call that right now, and he's gonna carry Houston into a deep run. If it's not the championship, it's still gonna be a deep run. So Minnesota's not knocking off Houston. It's not gonna
yeah,
happen. But
right.
um, next series down the line, we got the second place finish Golden State Warriors taking on a surprising seventh place San Antonio, who generally do better than seventh. Um, Golden State finished with a 58 and 24 record. San Antonio finished with 47 and 35, same as Minnesota.
Well, I do see here that the Warriors did take game one,
Yes.
which I assume was probably yesterday as of this recording. Yeah, I mean, I, think you have to go with the Warriors here, although they do have some history with the Spurs, and the Spurs are usually always a pretty good playoff team. So
They
I
are.
think I think they'll give them a run for their money. I mean, wouldn't shock me to see this series bleed out a little bit to 6, maybe even 7, possibly.
Mm,
But I think it'll be Golden State.
yeah. I picked Golden State too. You're right, San Antonio is perennially a good playoff team. Popovich is one of the best coaches in the league. There's no doubt about that. But they're missing Kawhi Leonard. He's not coming back at all. And he's their best player. And I think that's why they struggled this year and finished seventh instead of third like they normally would. And it's going to show in the playoffs. Like you said, I think it's going to be a tougher series than Houston playing Minnesota. Um, but I still think Golden State will put this away in no more than six, I would say.
Yeah.
So, all right, third place we've got Portland. Portland gets to take on the New Orleans Pelicans in their first round matchup. Portland finished up with a record of 49 and 33. New Orleans finished with 48 and 34. So that's a pretty close one. That's only a one game difference.
Well, and it's also interesting because apparently New Orleans actually they actually won game one.
Yeah, yeah. That was
Um,
actually a shock to a lot of people because Portland is still generally considered the favorite in this one.
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. This one seems like it's a bit of a toss up. Um, I would think Portland probably will still pull it out, but considering they lost game one, we could be looking at 7 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Portland as well. I'm kind of in the same place with you. I think this is gonna be a long series. New Orleans a pretty talented squad. They got two really good bigs with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. They got Rajon Rondo. I don't care for him because of his antics, but he's still a pretty decent point guard, a pretty decent ball mover. But Portland's got Damian Lillard, and they have been on a hell of a run this year. Pretty good team. They started off not playing very well and played their way up to third in the West. So I'm gonna say, even though they dropped game one, I'm gonna pick them and taking a close series, 6 or 7 games probably.
Yeah.
And in the last one, we've got Oklahoma City is playing the Utah Jazz, I believe, is what it is. I haven't followed Utah in a long while. They finished with identical records of 48 and 34.
I see that. I'm trying to pull up a score right now because
Are they playing at the moment?
they are playing. But my phone just died. Son of a bitch. I think
Well, I got you. The Thunder won that game. Won game one, 116 to 108.
yeah. I mean, OKC still has Westbrook, who is just
They got Westbrook. They got Paul
you
George.
know
They got
yeah.
Melo.
Yeah, I would say it's gonna be hard to bet against them, so I'm gonna go with OKC in that one.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't think it's gonna be that close of a series either. I think OKC probably puts that one away in five.
Yeah.
All right, that's the
This
West. Let's
time.
pop over to the Eastern bracket. Excuse me, sorry. Had ribs and they are coming back. But over in the East, we got the first round, first matchup. Toronto, the number one seed in the East, which kind of surprised a lot of people. They get Washington in the first round. Toronto has a record of 59 and 23. Washington's 43 and 39.
So yeah, the Raptors were super good this year. So that being
Yeah,
said, I don't think they're gonna blow it in round one. Gonna go Toronto.
yeah. Toronto won game one of this one. We're coming into this a little late with some of the series are a game in or so, but I'm going to pick Toronto as well. I think they'll put this one away fairly early. Washington might steal a game. They've got a decently talented lineup. John Wall is a really good player, but
Yeah,
Toronto overall is a better team. So,
yeah, for sure.
and then the next matchup down, Boston finished second in the East, and they get to take on Milwaukee in a matchup. Boston finished 55-27. Milwaukee finished 44 and 38.
Not a tough one. I would say Celtics. I mean, they went out and got Kyrie, and he's been great for them.
Here's
Um,
the thing, though: Kyrie is injured.
oh, he is.
And he's out for the year. He's not playing in the playoffs.
Oh, well, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Wow, that changed. Wow, that sucks.
yeah.
Um,
Trust me, being a Boston Celtics fan, it does suck.
huh. Well, I think even still, I'm sure they find a way to pull through. I think that's probably going to hinder them later on, obviously,
Mm.
but I think they'll get past the first round though.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think this is gonna be a close one. I think this one might go 6 or 7. I'm gonna pick Boston to overcome that. They've still got Horford. They've still got um, Jalen Brown's playing a heck of a rookie year. Jason Tatum's playing a heck of a rookie year. They've got some weapons there. Milwaukee doesn't really have much outside of Giannis. I mean, Giannis is great. Don't get me wrong; he's a hell of a player, but I don't think he's going to carry the team through a first round victory there. So I'm going to
Right.
pick Boston, but I don't think they're making a deep run without Kyrie. So
Yeah, that would be really hard.
yeah. Next up, Cleveland, and actually no, Cleveland got past. Philadelphia finished in third place in the East, and they are getting Miami in the first round matchup.
I'm gonna go with Philly. They
Get out there on me, brother. Sean might be having some microphone issues. Give us a second here, people.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so my headset was dying and I plugged it in, but not
Same thing.
realizing that it was plugged into my PS3, not my PS4. So that wasn't doing any
Wasn't
good.
helping you out very
No.
much, was it?
Anyway, TJ McConnell from Philly, isn't he from the Pittsburgh area? I think. I want to
I
say
believe
that
so.
he is from somewhere around here. So
Hmm.
just because of that, I'm gonna go 76ers.
Sixers have played a heck of a year. I mean, they're a team that has perennially kind of been a joke, and they're finally starting to
Yeah,
put it together. They got a lot of good rookies, a lot of good young players. I think they're going to beat the Heat. I think they're going to beat the Heat pretty handily. They did take game one of this. They did not have Joel Embiid, who's their best player for Game 1. They're not getting him back for Game 2, but he has clear concussion protocol. So he could be back as early as Game 3, which is going to be a big game changer for them. So I'm picking them in probably no more than 5 in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Now, get the last series here. The Cavaliers, who got past and ended up placing 4th in the East, which kind of surprised some people. They get the Indiana Pacers in the first round.
And they actually lost the first game, didn't they?
They lost it 98 to 80.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's a tough one. That could go either way. I just think though with LeBron, I think he'll just find a way to pull it out though. I mean I can't tell you how far the Cavs will go in general, but I think LeBron alone can win you at least a first round series.
LeBron is one of the few players I would agree with you that on. LeBron, Harden, maybe Durant, guys that can probably carry an entire series against a lower end team. So, yeah, even though they lost the first game, that's honestly, I just read this. That's LeBron's first loss in the first round of the playoffs since 2012.
Wow, yeah.
Even one loss, he's swept every other first round since then.
That's nuts.
So that tells you all you need to know about LeBron. I don't think he's gonna let that become a trend. So I still have Cleveland taking this. It might end up going a little bit deeper. It might end up going 6 or 7, just because Cleveland's not the squad they used to be, losing
Right.
Kyrie and having the injuries they have. But I still think, like you said, LeBron's gonna take him out of this series at least.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. Well, that wraps that up. That's the first round taken care of. No real upset picks on our end, but I really don't foresee them being that many upsets in the NBA. It's kind of it's one of those, not a lot of parity kind of thing. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think.
there usually aren't a whole lot of upsets in the NBA from what I know.
Yeah.
Rarely, but
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't happen that often. So.
yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks as always for joining
Of
me.
course.
Make sure you like and share and subscribe and comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that fun stuff, and also keep an eye out for our weekly, sometimes monthly, whatever podcast about video games, the Console Space podcast. We actually did just film an episode last night, so we have a couple on the back burner that are in the process of being edited. I think we actually just recently posted one a couple days ago, so go check that out. Um, and all that fucking stuff.
Mhm.
Todd, I guess we'll probably get together next week, depending. I mean, I would think a week from now, um, series will be.
Most series will be 6 deep by that point. If
Okay.
we could do it on Sunday, so
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I
Well,
would say pretty much all of them are going to be at least about to be decided if they aren't decided already.
yeah. We'll see where things stand.
Mhm.
If it seems like a lot of things are still kind of like locked up in a dead heat and we don't really know where things are going to go, maybe we'll take a week off until things are more concrete.
Yeah.
Whereas if a lot of things get wrapped up in 5 or 6 games, we'll meet up and do it again. But we'll see. Um,
Sounds good.
yeah. Until next time, man. I'll talk to you then.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good one, John.
Later.